Hey everybody, we just got joined by my coach and mentor, actor Andy McPhee. Hey Andy, how you doing?
Hi, thanks, Doug. My apologies. Just had an appointment that had to be dealt with here in Melbourne, Australia, but good to jump on. And I just been talking to Ida about her incident this morning in Hollywood, Sunset, where her car was randomly attacked by a homeless guy. And yeah, it was funny. Ida was just saying that he only got arrested for 2 hours, which I do understand. Like, obviously space in the jails there for what they consider a no crime. It's probably difficult to lock someone up. But when they say it's not a crime that you attack someone's car and kick it and smash a back window, I find that quite hilarious. Only laughing because you're okay, Ida.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a different place over there. I'd lived there for 16 years, loved the place, got amazing friends there. It's how I met you there and other friends. But yeah, for me, it just got a bit too much. So just glad to be back home, and we'll be working there again. But I do understand what it's like. Ida, it must have been terrifying for you during that time while he was attacking your car.
Exactly. But the thing is, I understand their pain, anger, and bitterness inside of them, and killing them, and how difficult it would be living on the street. Of course, I understand the pain, but the thing is, I wish this U.S. government they could treat them like a human being. If they treat them human being, they wouldn't be act like an animal, on the street and random.
Yeah, and I think a lot of them have. There's so much mental health issues. The reasons why they don't get mental health, which is something that's too much to go into next, just that's going on there. But you're right. It's a really bad situation. Skid Row is just a complete and utter mess there. But when you get down on the street there, unbeknownst to a lot of people, there is just so many organizations helping, feeding, clothing, supporting. But when you look at the amount of homeless and then you look at the amount of people helping, it's just like it's a never-ending nightmare. But thank God for those people that are out on the street trying to do their bit for the homeless.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's true. And I also, being a Christian and part of the church and serving homelessness and volunteering to give them food and whatever they need, being there and just try to understand their situation. It took me, to understand, and energy and a lot of understanding. And I feel really they need help. And what happened today was really made me realize that the food, the clothes that we are providing is not really helping. The real help is as you said, like a mental health. And in order to do that, of course, you have to have a food to eat, a shelter, the roof on your top, over your head. It's really important. But mental health is the number one thing. Yeah. And
it is. And I think it's something that's obviously we all know this anyway. It's increased since COVID for everybody. People in all different areas of life have struggled a bit since COVID and post COVID. And again, being on the streets there, and LA's probably got the largest population of homeless in the States, if I'm correct. I don't know if I'm 100% right, but I'm pretty sure it's close. So yeah, and look, just glad you're okay. That's the main thing. But it just shocks you a little bit because it can happen randomly like that. That's
Yeah.
the problem. You just have no idea. You set off to have a great day, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
something like that just happens because you pass homeless people all the time around Hollywood, downtown, LA County. Sometimes you just forget that there could be a threat, each time because you don't know what they're dealing with. You don't know what's going on inside their mind, So probably very lucky you were still in your car.
Yeah, I was in my car. I was scared, but it's okay. It turned good. Yeah, I didn't get
Yeah.
my physical part, so that's good.
And can I just catch up? And that's great. Can I just catch up a little bit? Doug, can you just share with me very briefly just what you've been talking to Ida about? I mean, but first of all, how I met Ida, I was with a friend at a jazz night, and that's how we met. Well, it was pre-COVID, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it was about 4 years ago. So, but yeah, could you just give me a very brief rundown, Doug, what you've just been chatting about?
Yeah, basically, Doug and me were talking about my background, being overcome my traumatizing childhood and how I got healed, how I choose this path, happened to be here and being healed, and now inspiring and motivate young adults to understand, realize how wonderful and being wonderful human they are, being enough the way they are, and to remind them and how amazing they are. And that's what I'm talking about, my sharing my story.
Oh, great. And do you have an organization that you started yourself or?
I don't have yet my organization yet. I had in the past a non-profit organization under my name. I wanted to actually help homeless people. I had one this construction company who willing to help this homelessness situation and build the shelters. And I was about to turn to that direction and mental health, body, mind, and spirit. My background is a yoga teacher, meditation guide, and I'm author, writing my story of my book of how I get out of my a traumatized childhood and wanted to help those people. I feel their pain, and we all do dysfunctional experience dysfunctional family, divorced parents, childhood molested, whatever, the bullied we had experienced, and being disabled, whatever the mental health, whatever, we all experience the pain. But how you cope in the pain to live a happy and joyful and peaceful and healing life, that's really the most important, the purpose of life. We are not just victimized and living in the pain, but experiencing how coping and happy life and to live.
Yeah, that's true. That's so true. And may I ask, because obviously everyone's heard your share prior, so what are your goals now? What is your future vision for, the next, let's just say the next year? What would you like to achieve?
Mm-hmm. Well, next 1 to 5 years, I have a vision that help young adults and teenagers, to help them to understand not being bullied and how coping bullying and how understand the abuse they get from the school or family, and how you have a state of mind to have say no, and the things not serve you, have a healthy boundaries and to self-love. And it's easier for, I wish, I have this knowledge back then in high school or teenager, or they have to cope with your emotions and dealing with these emotions and understand. So pretty much this all knowledge that I have now, I wish in my early teenager 20s, if I realized that, it would be much easier for me to not wasted a lot of time to experiencing anxiety, depression, but copying that and having found self understanding and purpose and living in the truth and have a much better, easier way of life, you know?